Boys, we actually escaped the fucking matrix. I go to the bank. He's like, you keep $1 million in this account? We give you $1 million. Now I keep $1 million in there. I get another $1 million. I'll buy a real estate property for $4 million. We're falling.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
It's been a couple months since I talked about the cringiest alpha male yet, Vincent Fischer.
Guys, I didn't drop out of high school because I was dumb or I didn't want to do it. I dropped out of high school because if I had to sit behind a desk and work a corporate job the rest of my life, I'd shoot myself in the head. I mean that.
You know the dude with the crazy Jerry curl that says stuff like this?
If you're a young adult, the stupidest thing you could do is put all your effort and energy into a high school sport.
All to try to get desperate men looking for a better way to buy his overpriced coaching programs with promises that they'll be making millions of dollars by becoming an online coach themselves. And while he's still been yapping about absolute nonsense, a whole lot of motivational grindset babble, he's been using a new strategy to sell his overpriced coaching programs, which I think is interesting. Because if the majority of comments under his posts are anything to go by, Mr. Fake It Until You Make It might actually start making some of the money that he claims to bring in.
Be, do, have. That's the formula for success. So if you want to become successful, like let's say your goal is to become a millionaire, you need to become the millionaire now, take the actions that millionaire would take now, and then eventually you'll get the results of that millionaire. So whoever it is you want to be, just act like that person, whether people are watching or not. And eventually, it's going to become you. That's what it was for me. I acted like a millionaire long enough, and I became one.
But I'm Jew. Welcome to the channel. Please like and share the video. Don't forget to sub. Now, let's get into it. So when I say he has a new strategy, this is what I mean. He always kind of showed off the things that he had, cars, whether they were leased or not, condo, whether it was rented or not. But now he's actually putting price tags on things, like how much his haircut supposedly costs. And he does that on just about every post, again, to sell his lifestyle, to get people to buy in on him and his image, to sell courses or his coaching program. But the one thing that's interesting is we never see receipts. We never see any paperwork on anything. I mean, at one point, he says he's actually making $250,000 a week. No proof, no evidence, no receipts. Just take his word for it. The one thing I will say is there's a big difference in the comments from when I talked about Vincent Fischer a couple months ago. Everybody was calling him a fake. They were calling his lifestyle fake, saying he didn't make the money that he claims to make. But now, a couple months later, I mean, lit. Every now and then, you will see a naysayer, which I just think is really interesting. Tate 2.0, actually calling it out, because he is, just like all these alpha males are, just using the Tate image and strategy to sell whatever courses, coaching programs, or memberships that they have. He said it himself. He will literally fake it until he makes it. And if he never makes it, he's just gonna keep faking it. Best way to celebrate another 60K day for my online coaching income. At no point does he ever share receipts that he made 60K in a day. He could have easily put that in his post. He could have easily taken a screenshot of whatever app or studio he uses. We see it all the time with streamers. DDG, Kai, they put up how much money they made in a month. We do not see that with Vincent Fischer. We only see him spending money as proof that he makes money, which you can do all of this on credit. This is not proof that he makes the money that he claims to make. And that's the art of being an alpha male. You just have to convince enough people to buy your courses. And that's what Vincent Fischer is doing with these posts. He's showing a lifestyle that people are buying into, especially young males. But you can do all of this on debt and credit with leases and renting. None of this is proof that Vincent Fischer makes the money that he claims to make. And now we're getting into the post that's really funny to me, where Vincent Fischer is 100% talking to himself as if he's in a podcast or being interviewed, and he's not. We see a lot of alpha males do this, set up like they're talking on a podcast or being interviewed, but they're not. They're 100% talking to themselves. But I guess for them, that's the best way to give them authenticity or authority with the public, as if they're talking to somebody else. And on top of that, he's starting to position himself the way that Andrew Tate did, talking about the system or getting out of the system, the same way that Andrew Tate always talks about the Matrix. All these alpha males continue to use the same Andrew Tate playbook.
Everybody has this depressionary period where you're like, fuck, bro, am I really in this system? Is this the rat race? Is this what I'm destined for? And then I got angry as fuck, right? My mom, she's like, Vince, you have to stay with your brothers. You're not getting a job. You dropped out of school. Obviously, I was useless. You know what I mean? It wasn't her fault.
But 9 times out of 10, if you don't finish high school or get your GED, you will end up working minimum wage jobs for your entire life. That is not a path to follow. fellow.
So I stayed with my brothers. They had a 2-bedroom apartment. I'm on a mattress on the floor. They're like, yo, Vince, get in the gym with us. Here's some mass gainer. Here's some pre-workout. Let's get a fucking pump. And I'm hearing all these gym terms. I'm taking pre-workout. I'm fired. Bro, within that first year, I put on 60 pounds, bro.
Putting on 60 pounds without the sauce, even with new gym goer gains, is highly unlikely.
I went from 135 pounds malnourished, fucking no water, to 193.
60 pounds a year, natty. Yeah, okay, bro. Exactly. Don't lie to these young kids. It's impossible to gain 60 pounds of muscle in a year without steroids. All these stories, all these tall tales is all to build an image for him to sell programs and courses to people trying to come up in whatever way they can. Some guys are following him because they want to get in shape and they hear he gained 60 pounds of muscle. Some guys see he says he's making $60,000 a day or $250,000 a week. So they follow him and buy into the image and buy the courses. This is why I make videos on these alpha males, because they are selling an entire generation bullshit dreams that will never come true for them. And it's really predatory. Vince talking to himself. We've unlocked financial freedom. I'm not telling you this to flex. I'm telling you this shit so you can visualize the experience yourself. No, he's telling you this to sell a course, which is why he has DM Mentor for online coaching mentorship at the bottom of every post.
Boys, we actually escaped the fucking matrix. I go to the bank because I need my wire limit raised. I'm like, I've sent too many wires already. I have like 5 other people I need to pay. I'm like, what can I do? They're like, okay, look, Vincent, you have a student checking account. He's like, you processed $600,000 in the last month on a student checking. This isn't gonna work.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Bro, this is how I know his entire fan base is kids and he doesn't even know what he's talking about. You expect us to believe that he's made all this money, he's made millions of dollars, and he's processed $500,000 in the last month through a student checking account. You're telling me this idiot isn't even smart enough to lie and say he has a business account? Vincent Fischer is bullshit, and this story proves it.
He's like, we need to upgrade your account to premium. I was like, okay, upgrade the account. This dude upgrades my account. My banking app turns gold. They send me a fucking digital ledger that I have to fucking press as a button every time I send a wire. And he's like, you keep money in this account, we give you money. He's like, you keep $1 million in this account, we give you $1 million. He's like, I've worked here for 40 years. Rich people don't use their own money. He's like, so whenever you have that money, you come here, I give you money. I'm like, what the fuck? We fucking beat the system. Now I keep $1 million in there, I get another $1 million, I buy a real estate property for $4 million. We're fucking balling.
He's doing this ridiculous accent. You're telling me the banker upgraded his student checking account to a premium personal account. That makes absolutely no sense at all, especially if you're running a business. It takes like $200-300 to go get your LLC, get your EIN number, which is like your tax number for your business, and then open a business checking and savings account. And depending on your own personal credit, because your business won't have credit, a bank will most likely give you a credit card if you request it with a pretty reasonable limit. No bank is going to see an individual making $600,000 a month and not push them to get a business account. They're not going to upgrade a student account to a premium account. And you probably wouldn't even be able to send that much money through a student account. And this is what I'm saying about Vincent. He's still faking it until he makes it. We never see any receipts of anything. There's no picture or video of him in the bank, even though he records everything else. Why does bro have a student checking account? Exactly. It doesn't make any sense. Bro found the infinite money glitch. He did not. That is no money glitch. If anything, if this whole story is real, the bank is talking about giving him a loan. That's not a money glitch. That's a loan that you have to pay back. But it's not real anyway. It's all made up. Yeah, what bank is this? It's an imaginary bank in his brain because none of this story happened. Let me guess, you an F student, which goes back to the other hilarious alpha male, King Azule, or however you say his name, talking about how F students are the leaders and inventors.
You see, an A student is the perfect employee. He works for me and he does his job perfectly. A B student, now that's my manager. My managers are great, but they're always going to be managers. The C students, now those are business owners. D is between a business owner and an inventor. It's someone that owns the business, but truly wants to invent something, he just doesn't know how to do it. The F students are inventors. They're creators. They're so fucking creative that they couldn't sit in class. They couldn't listen. Because whatever people were trying to put in their head, they knew it was fucking bullshit. So if you're a young boy and you're in a situation where you're an F student, let me tell you something. You got a bright future, buddy.
This is an average day. This is not a shoot. Up to 60K today without cracking a smile. Not because I'm ungrateful, but because I am who I am.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
And this is what I'm talking about, right? This is supposed to be like his proof of concept of him just saying he made $60,000 in a day. But we never see receipts. It's just him posting about it and people believe in it. And again, you see the point of all this at the bottom. DM me mentor for online coaching membership. It's all a grift, a scam, a hustle. Just because you lease a car or pay for a ride does not mean you're rich. It does not mean he's making any of the money he says he's making. You can put all of that on debt. Do not believe these grifters. This whole lifestyle is to sell people the idea that they can get rich like him by buying into his course, even though he's not rich. Now he says he's making $250,000 a week.
Oh, from every repetitive task. I don't drive anymore if I don't want to. I don't walk my dog if I don't want to. I don't cook my own food. I don't make my own coffee. I don't really do anything. As soon as you get rich, your number one goal should be buying your time back. And then you can use that clarity and that mental space that you have to continue to grow more. I came home, I was being driven in the Phantom, bro. I come home, I see my SVJ, I see the Urus. I noticed there's a boot on my girl's Urus, bro, the one I bought for her. And I was just laughing at it. We drive up, my driver's laughing too. And we go to the valet area and he's like, hey man, $80. I was like, $80. I was like, okay, here, And he's walking me to take off the boot. And he's like, man, you should have parking spots. You should have this. What's going on, man? I was like, I fucking bought this car for my girl.
This is either a 100% made up story or him again getting exposed for not having the money that he says he has. Are you telling me you're going to buy $100,000 cars but not parking spaces? This dude is just a full liar and idiot.
But the biggest inconvenience to me getting a boot on my car isn't paying the $80. It's walking to go take it off. Like, that's the level of money you get to where you're making so much cash that your human hours.
Does anyone think that money is real? And is the gun supposed to make him look cool or tough or gangster with a fucking with a fucking perm in his hand? This dude is a fucking goofball.
Or too much for little tasks. Like, I'm a big advisor. When you start making money, bro, remove yourself from every repetitive task. I don't drive anymore if I don't want to. I don't walk my dog if I don't want to. I don't cook my own food. I don't make my own coffee. I don't really do anything. As soon as you get rich, your number one goal should be buying your time back. And then you can use that clarity and that mental space that you have to continue to grow more.
Automating your life and putting menial tasks on autopilot is not a Vincent Fischer concept. You don't have to be rich to do it. It's a whole book about it called 4-Hour Work Week. It literally just talks about automating all these little things in your life so that you have more time to be creative or apply your energy to business. If anything, he's just talking about being lazy because there are some things that you should be doing yourself. In my book, Vincent Fischer is not only the cringiest alpha male out there, but he's also one of the worst simply because his age. He's like 20, 21, 22, which means younger people believe him. They believe the bullshit that he's spewing, which is 100% fake and false. If you actually even know a little bit about business or finance, then you know he doesn't know what he's talking about. And he's just kind of making it up as he goes to just make himself sound smarter, more experienced, like a real business person. It's all a grift. And Vincent has actually escalated from the last time I talked about him. Because like I said, now he's putting fictitious numbers out there that he's making to sell even more people on his lifestyle and his coaching programs. I honestly still don't think this dude has any real money, or at least not the money that he says he does. Maybe he is making sales on his coaching program by younger people believing the hype, but he is not a millionaire. He is not rich. He is not that guy.
You're not that guy, pal.
He is just like every other alpha male selling the lifestyle to sell courses to actually afford the lifestyle that he's selling. Don't believe the hype. Do not buy these courses, coaching programs, or memberships. They're all fake and they don't give you any good advice that you can't find yourself on Google or for free on YouTube. But thanks for watching. Y'all let me know what you think about this. And if you want to see a video on anybody else, let me know in the comments. Also, make sure you check out the next video and don't forget to follow me on Instagram for behind the scenes and life stuff. And I'll catch you next time. Peace.